Oh, if there are any white people who have experience in security and could maybe talk to this gentleman, it really isn't the job of the black people to handle this situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, and yes, I just assumed your genders, cancel your Netflix and cancel your cable, and get that Visine ready, because the wise and benevolent beard man in charge of the eternal laughing universe has seen fit to provide us with the greatest reality TV show since 14 billion years ago, when a couple of horny ions first looked at each other with a glint in their eyes and said, "Want a bone?" Welcome to Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, located in the thriving and/or burning heart of Seattle, Washington. In this West Coast utopia, all 72 genders and 297 mental illnesses have come together under the banner of to embrace personal responsibility and forge the Ballinist imperial colony on Native American soil since Democrat Andrew Jackson held the first inaugural Sioux Saline 10K. Boasting an impressive 6 blocks of real estate still tapped into the taxpayer-funded electrical and water grids, but no one think too hard about that, Chaz represents an organic groundswell of independent spirit and crippling disorders from the DSM-5. The nascency of the new nation, and by that I mean the first 6 hours of Antifa stand, was guided by their impressive and quasi-rapey leader, Laura Kauk, a straight white male lesbian anarchist begging capitalists to help build his civilization so he can abolish whiteness, capitalism, and civilization. But John, you say, I don't get it. Literally every single term in this thing's profile is the exact opposite of what he's doing, to which I do in fact happen to have an excellent rebuttal. You're right! Quote, according to at least 2 exes and 1 current partner, the leader of the Autonomous Zone has repeatedly abused the women that they've been with. One user wrote, "I'm her ex. Even if she isn't doing it consciously, she has done things like this on multiple occasions, including assaulting people, and, despite acknowledging she's in the wrong, has refused treatment. She has threatened suicide numerous times. She's not being gaslit." Another user explained that just recently, Laura Kauk has physically and sexually assaulted them. "You punched me in the fucking face a few days before you shoved me off the bed for making a shit joke. I constantly push your hands away and tell you to stop touching my chest. One time I told you to stop and you cried and got all depressive." As the accusations mounted throughout the day, late in the evening, Laura Kauk finally admitted their guilt and in an alarming post offered their final goodbyes before claiming they intended to take their own life. "I'm a serial abuser and I don't really believe anyone can get better from a situation like that. I'm going to peacefully end my life so I won't hurt anyone else." So, just a few short hours after planting their flag on Iwo Jima, the queen thing of the place with no leader abdicated the throne of non-monarchy so the not government could undergo peaceful violent regime change. Next to seize power was a one Raz Simone, a failed rapper and successful warlord who was quickly dubbed the Black George Zimmerman. With Simone and crew packing heavy weaponry compared to the masturbatory arsenal of hand shovels and dildos, it wasn't long before he minted the cop-free zone's first police force and probably started stealing people's phones.
Forgot, we are the police of this community now. We are the leaders of this community now.
No, bro. Go there. Stop, bro. Go there, bro.
Stop. Hey, I'm not trying to aid.
Get your fucking hands off me, bro.
Hey, yo,
Hey, bro. Hey, you gonna buck up on her, nigga? Chill. You gonna buck up on her? Chill. What's up, nigga? What's up?
Who the fuck you pushing me? You
Hey, he's not trying to
After 48 hours of harmonious, yes that's sarcasm, existence, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, which had been forcibly confiscated to protest forced confiscation, had also erected walls in protest of erecting walls, formed a brutal police force in protest of police brutality, and developed a de facto caste system in protest of social hierarchy. There was a brief glimmer of hope when a gaggle of potheads dumped topsoil on sheets of cardboard and called it a garden, albeit for blacks only, and their plant allies, holy shit. But this was quickly taken over and claimed as his own autonomous zone by a homeless rake ninja. Facing critical shortages despite stealing city power, water, and porta potties, and with their garden that was definitely going to work now under the control of Sauron, the autonomous zone began begging for supplies from their bigoted capitalist neighbors. They amassed a small donated food stockpile before it was stolen because property, am I right? And Raz Simone's police force was unable to prevent the theft because they were too busy committing it.
A Domino's is coming to deliver pizza to here. They already delivered like 10 boxes. So that's straight up. They're coming in to hook up with the pizza. You can't make that stuff up.
Autonomy. There was also a fun moment when they attempted to detain one of their own members while stealing his phone. Apparently phones are Chaz's national currency or something, and straight up George Floyd kneeled on the man's back in protest of the death of George Floyd, only dispersing when they realized they were being filmed.
I am a free citizen! But also the autonomous zone can choose to reject you as I am a free citizen in the autonomous zone!
Not mentioned on mainstream propaganda, oops, I mean news, just kidding, I meant propaganda, and despite the Seattle mayor declaring Chaz home of the Summer of Love, the undermined Seattle police chief, a black woman, says violent crimes in the zone have almost tripled and the police aren't allowed in to stop women from being raped.
Our 911 response times have tripled in the area. They've gone from just over 5 minutes to about 18 minutes. Rapes, robberies, and all sorts of violent acts that have been occurring in the area that we're not able to get to.
Smells like love to me.
Give me my phone! Give me my phone! Give me my phone! What did you do? We know that. That's been going on for days. Yeah. What happened? Drones and all that shit. What?
By the time you leave this autonomous zone, I want you to give $10 to one African American person from this autonomous zone. And if you find that's difficult, if you find it's hard for you to give $10 to people of color, to black people especially, you have to think really critically about in the future, are you going to actually give up power and land and capital when you have it? If you have a hard time giving up $10, you got to think about, are you really down with this struggle?
So, in summary, to protest sexual assault, police, racism, sexism, government, capitalism, border walls, nationalism, and hate speech, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone was founded by a serial sexual assaulter, formed a police force, enacted racist policies, abused women, formed a government, bought goods and services, surrounded themselves with walls and declared themselves a nation, and told everyone to go f*** themselves because they're worthless and don't matter. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and if you'd like to see more of it, consider supporting this channel through monthly or one-time donations or by purchasing a shirt, mug, or the Feels Good Man album, all of which can be done at johnwardcinematics.com. Quick PSA, the new album, Bat Soup, will be dropping on July 4th. Stay tuned for links and previews. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm John Ward, and until next time, remember, you're a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams.
Holy fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.